is this lighting? It's okay, we'll deal. This lighting, I'm so sorry that you guys have to deal with this. I think this is the best it's gonna get.
I wonder, did emotions fade with the summer like an ocean wave took me?
Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Coco. I go by Apueo Reads on all my bookish accounts, my booktube, my bookstagram, and my book talk. And today we are going to be doing something that I hope is a little bit fun, but I'm also predicting that it'll be a little bit painful, and we are going to be looking at 1-star reviews of my absolute favorite books. Now, I got this idea from Larry Reads, and this lighting is not doing it. I'm so sorry, we're gonna have to deal. I held a poll over on my bookstagram to see what video people would want to see, and then this one won right after the bookshelf tour, and I did the bookshelf tour a couple weeks ago. Go check out that video if you want to. And so yeah, this was the second choice, so we're doing it. I picked out 5 books that I absolutely love. They have 5 or more stars from me, and we are just going to read what, people who did not like this book, what they thought about it. So I guess we should just get started. Okay, like I said, I chose 5 books. Most of these are like pretty popular books on Book Talk, BookTube, Bookstagram, and I am missing one of them right now because my friend is borrowing them, but the 4 books that I have chose for today, or 5 books, is The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood, A Thousand Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole, It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover, All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover, and then the one that is out right now is The Spanish Love Deception by Elena Armas. So, let's get started. We're going to start with The Love Hypothesis. I absolutely love this book. It was 5 stars for me. It was the cutest little rom-com, and it was one of the first books that got me back into reading, so I'm very appreciative to this book, and I'm not ready to see what people have to say about this book, but we'll start off. Oh. I don't know what kind of drugs y'all are on, but I evidently did not receive my portion. You don't need to be on drugs to love this book. I really need an explanation though. That's the end of the review. Why didn't you like the book? Why do you think you need to be on drugs to like this book? I need the explanation. Oh, short and simple. This book is a piece of I don't understand how people can say that about this book. This was the cutest little rom-com. Like, it had fake dating, it had grumpy sunshine, a little bit of like I guess like a workplace. It would be like a workplace romance. Why did I waste my time with this? Why did I waste my time reading this review? This is trash and a half. I've seen like really mixed reviews for this book on Bookstagram, but on Book Talk I feel like it's super hyped up. Bookstagram I feel like is more of where people give more of their thoughts in like, review format. Book Talk is just like showing the tropes and like recommendations and stuff like that. But really, people think that they wasted their time with this? This was like I think I read this book in like 24 hours, and one of the best 24 hours in my life. Who told the author it was okay to write this? No one needed to tell her. She did this as a favor to us, really. I will literally read anything that Ali Hazelwood writes. Okay, the second book I'm going to do is A Thousand Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole, which is quite literally one of the saddest books I've ever read in my life. Actually, sorry, it is the saddest book I've ever read in my life. Thousand Boy Kisses is my favorite standalone book ever. I don't think I'm ready to hear any slander for A Thousand Boy Kisses. If you don't know, it's a YA romance, so don't expect like a lot of spice or like smut and stuff like that. This is YA, and it is one of the only YA books that I've ever truly loved. Quite possibly one of the worst books I've ever read. You know what? A lot of these 1-star reviews, I need to be a little longer, because you can't just say that one sentence and then not follow up. Like, I need the reasoning. I gave this book infinity stars, and I could write you a 5-page paper on why. If you're saying that this is quite possibly one of the worst books you've ever read, I need the reasons.
What was the reason? I had a reason. What was the reason?
The only thing I cried about was the fact that this was so vanilla and cliche. Cliche? Okay. I'll give you a little bit for the cliche because there are certain things that happen in this book that I have seen in other movies and other books before, but vanilla, ma'am, this book is a YA romance. It's gonna be vanilla. Like I said, you should not be expecting smut or spice or anything from this book. It is just heartbreak. That is what you should expect going into this book. Expect to cry. Expect to have your heart torn out from your chest, thrown on the floor, and stomped over about 1,000,000,001 times. Oh, nice. Ew. So funny. What is ew? What is ew? The love? I'm gonna get frustrated. This is only the second book. So this book, this next book, It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover, was my very first Colleen Hoover book, and it is still my favorite Colleen Hoover book. I think it is the most popular out of all the books that I'm going to talk about today. So I know that there's going to be some hate for it, but we're going to get through it. We're going to get through it. Okay, let's see. Now it is time for my naked truth. This book sucks. But it doesn't. But it really doesn't. Maybe you gotta read it again. Maybe you missed something. This book is so important. Okay, if you go back and watch my first video ever that I posted on this channel, I said that It Ends With Us was important about like 8 times in that video. It is one of my favorite books ever. I'm gonna say it again. This book is so important. It deals with something very serious, and a lot of people don't know that because they just read it off of Book Talk or like off of Bookstagram, and it's recommended a lot for like the romance feature, but I would say that romance is definitely a subplot in this book. Okay, next. Just know. That's how I feel about your review, though. That's how I feel about your review. Just know. If you're not gonna give me more than that, just know. We're moving on. What kind of crack were you on to enjoy this piece of shit? This is like the other one for the love hypothesis. Honestly, I think you're high if you don't like this book, because I really don't see reasons to not like this book, and I'm sure someone will explain to me in the comments why I shouldn't, but I just found this book so heartfelt and like so, here we go again, important, and I recommend this book to everyone I know. I literally bought my cousin this book just so that she would read it. Moving on. Naked truth. Again with the naked truth. Naked truth. This was, hands down and far away, the worst book I've ever endured. Then why even go through rating the review? You know, like my mom always told me, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything. You obviously did not get that. Okay, I can kind of get with this one. If you do not like Ellen DeGeneres, this is not the book for you. I do not like Ellen DeGeneres. Okay, that was the part that threw me off a little bit, just the whole Ellen DeGeneres being in the book, or like the thought of her being in the book. I still loved those chapters. I liked the other chapters more probably, but I think it's an important part of the book. But this, okay, I did maybe giggle a little bit at this review, just a little bit, just how it's worded, but I'm still mad that you don't like this book. Reading this book felt like reading a Wattpad story on my iPod Touch in 2009. Oh, let me say this, I've never read Wattpad, I've never been on Wattpad, but from like, when people say things like that, it makes me feel like Wattpad gets like a bad rep or something, but I really don't know. I've read the After series, and I've heard that's from, oh, well, so I guess I have read Wattpad, but like a published Wattpad. Like, people say this like it's a bad thing, but like a lot of people like Wattpad, so I really don't know. When people say Wattpad, I just assume that it means like an underdeveloped author, or like the story wasn't fully developed or something like that, but this book was beautiful. So good that it's getting a second book. Like, and a movie. And the movie. Come on. How could it be a Wattpad? Well, After did get a movie. I'll rethink this later. I don't have sufficient bad words or middle fingers. Man, you guys really don't like these books. I'm not going to show middle fingers because I'm a teacher and I wouldn't want my students to do that. But I will mentally send them your way. We're moving on. because I don't think I could handle this anymore. Okay, next we have my second favorite Colleen Hoover book, which is All Your Perfects. And I know that this one gets a lot of mixed reviews. You either love this book or you hate this book. I am obviously on the side that loves this book. And these people are on the side that hates it. So let's see what they think. Overrated, boring, stupid. And you can use the same description for every book she wrote. I am not here for the Colleen Hoover slander. I've loved every single book that I've read by her. To different extents. Like if you look at my, wrong side again, my top 9 shelf, all 3 of these books are Colleen Hoover books, and these 2 books are supposed to be up there as well. I can't. To say that this book is overrated, boring, and stupid is one thing. To say that every book she wrote is like that, those are fighting words. Those are fighting words, and majority of Book Talk and Bookstagram will come for you. I cried, but for myself, and how much I wasted. Oh wait, what? First off, your grammar, miss. I cried, but for myself, and how much time I've wasted reading this and not for the characters. There are 3 major parts that I cried at this book, and then a whole bunch of minor parts that I cried. But the 3 major parts were like sobbing. Absolute sobbing. And for you to say that you only cried for yourself and not for what happened in this book, I do not know what's wrong with you. I do not support. Okay, this book this review, I can understand a little bit. This entire book could have been 10 pages if they just communicated. They needed the miscommunication for it to be this entire book. I don't even know how to explain this. Okay, we are on the last book, The Spanish Love Deception, which is one of the first books that I read when I got back into reading back in October, but is like a favorite of mine, one of my favorite rom-coms, up there with like the Love Hypothesis. Okay, let's see what we have. DNF. Oh, I cannot DNF a book. I cannot. Like, even if I dislike it so much, I have to finish it. I will never not finish a book. DNF, Aaron Blackford, Brown-Eyed Short King. Aaron Blackford is not brown-eyed, and he is not a short king. He's literally blue-eyed, because that is described in the book maybe like 100 billion times, that he has blue eyes deep like the ocean. And short king, you know what, I'm looking it up. He's literally 6'4". He's literally 6'4". You think he's literally 6'4". I cannot with this review. You get 0 stars for this review from me. Okay, this one, I can I don't feel the same way about this book, but I feel what this person feels for another book. Every 4 months or so, I deduct 1 star from my rating for this book. I started out with 3 stars due to peer pressure. I don't feel that way towards The Spanish Love Deception at all, but I feel this way about another popular Book Talk book. Should I say it? I feel like I'll get judged because it's a very popular Book Talk book. And it actually won an award on Goodreads. And I'll say it. It's People We Meet on Vacation. I literally think I started off by giving that book 3 stars, and my cousin and I buddy read it, and like every so often when I think back about that book, I lower my rating because I honestly do not like that book. That is probably one of my least favorite books, and maybe I'll make a video about me reading 5-star reviews about my least favorite books, and you guys know that book will definitely be on there. But I do not agree with this for The Spanish Love Deception. Hashtag, stop marketing a book as enemies to lovers if it's not going to be enemies to lovers. Okay, I can kind of get that one. I don't know if they were fully enemies or what, but it is a slow burn. Okay, so if you're really looking for like a true enemies to lovers, maybe this is not it. It does definitely have like hostility towards each other. I don't know if I'd say enemies, but definitely some hostility towards each other than to lovers. But like I said, slow burn. I will not have this one. I will not have this one. When I say girls support girls, I do not mean Catalina Martin. I'll never support Catalina Martin. I love Lena. I love Lena. If you've watched Young and Hungry, The character Sophia, that is who I fan cast as Lena. And I love her with all my heart. I love Lena. This book is the Hating Game cheap copied edition. Okay. Okay, no. Okay, well, I don't know if I can give like a fully developed opinion about this because I haven't read The Hating Game, but I've heard that The Spanish Love Deception is the better version of The Hating Game, and that's why I'm so scared to read The Hating Game, because why am I going to read a book that's so similar if I think that it's going to be the lesser version of something? You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people love The Hating Game, but people who have read both, I've more than once heard that The Spanish Love Deception is the better of the two. So that's why I'm scared to read The Hating Game. I feel like I have so much love for The Spanish Love Deception that I might not like this. Okay guys, so those are all the reviews I will be reading for today. This was all for fun. If you loved these books, we can talk about it, how much we love the books. If you hated these books, fine. Everyone has their own opinions. I will not judge you. I'm sorry if anything from this video came off judgmental. All for fun and games and some pain on my part, but that's okay. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And I hope to be doing another video soon. I have been very busy with school lately, but summer is coming up, so I do hope to be doing more videos. If you guys want to follow me on my TikTok or my Bookstagram, I will link them in the description down below. I do a lot of polls on my Bookstagram to see what videos my followers would like for like my booktube videos, so I put out a lot of polls on my stories if you want to be part of those as well. And yeah, if you have read any of these books that I shared with you today, please leave your thoughts down below. I would love to see your guys' thoughts on these books. I know these are very popular books on Bookstagram and Book Talk, so I'm sure many of you have read at least one of these. Also, if you folks have any ideas about what kind of videos I should be doing on my booktube, just let me know in the comments down below as well. And yeah, I hope that you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!
Oh, I wonder